Hello, hello. If you are in the replay crew, there's a stick in my hair apparently. If you are in the replay crew, please put something green in the comment section so that I know that you're watching on replay. Good morning and good day. How is it going? I hope everybody is doing well, feeling good, feeling great. Feeling great, feeling good. How are you? Did not get the fire lit because I was like, man, it's not that cold. I can totally handle being a little chilly. But it is really cold. That was the weirdest cold chill I've ever had in my life. It like went up my neck, on either side of my neck, and then up the side of my head. Hey! Man, Heather, the fucking sun's not coming out. Like, what do you, like, it isn't gonna get much warmer than this. Look at the thermometer. Yo, yo, yo! Yeah, it's freaking raining so hard. Fucking totally forgot I was somewhere else. Hi, Patty! Nope, no popcorn. Only rain. I mean, it's about as rust-proof as any other, you know, metal, primed and painted vehicle from the early 2000s. Nope. Wouldn't even know where to find that stuff. I wouldn't trust anything powder that you buy. Anything that, like pill or powder, don't buy that shit off the streets. You can barely trust the pharmaceutical companies to give you the medicines they're supposed to give you. You think that you're going to be able to trust street-level drug dealers? Doesn't make any sense. Hi, Sean. Good morning. Hey, Ashley. No, Ryan, considering like Vikings for the most part don't really exist. So, no. Hey, Carrie. Elliot's good. He's at his dad's. Just being a kiddo. Just doing kiddo things. I sent him a book in the mail and some writing material. Actually, I should call him and see what's up with that. Text Grandpa Josh. Hey, are you guys using the penmanship practice or the reading? Is he started reading that book I bought him yet?
Do you want to send it or
Send.
change it? Done.
I'm on YouTube if you want to put in your headphones and join the live stream. Maybe that'll calm you down a little bit. Guys, you know what I realized? Yesterday, my live streams and my content on YouTube is doing like exceptionally well. Like, my videos are getting like 36,000 views, 40,000 views. And I can't believe it. Did the package come for Elliot yet? From Sean? I told him the other day that a package was coming, so, and that Elliot should open it. So I have 104 views right now on this video. I just started this video 5 minutes ago, so that's good. But my last few videos, the video I did yesterday got 6,000 views. But that's because YouTube... Do you remember that fucking asshole that was playing that stupid California or Red Hot Chili Peppers yesterday while I was trying to check out or load my truck up with my groceries? Well, fucking, I got copyright struck for fucking that stupid fool playing his stinking radio so loud that it was like assaulting my ears. I had no choice. If I could have prevented that, I would have, but I couldn't. And so I had to mute that section of the video. So last night at like 2 o'clock in the morning, I realized, hey, wait, my video's not fucking monetized. What the hell? So then I had to go mute that section of the video. And then I forgot to go check on it like an hour later when, you know, I knew that I could go back and click the monetize button and set it up. And I forgot, so it hasn't been monetized all night long. So instead of getting like 30,000 or 20,000 views, like whatever, because it is a delisted video, because it's demonetized, YouTube doesn't push it the same way that it pushes monetized videos. YouTube, if you go look at my videos, since I started monetizing and any of the live streams, like you could tell which one of my live streams are not monetized. You could tell which one of my videos and my shorts are not monetized because they're the ones who have like no views. Who is the kid? I don't believe you. My internet just cut out. Ah, my hands are so cold. Wrong window. That was meant for Josh. I texted that to Michelle. Has the package come from Sean? Oh, damn it. So, I meant to, remove you. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to delete your comment. I meant to delete you. Thank you, Sean. Oh, cool, BC. Don't ask who. Yeah, all you have to do is say beer can. Just say beer can. If you say beer can, it sounds like bacon in Jamaican. Beer can. He says no package yet. Penmanship practice is one of the packages, and then the book is the other. ... Are you doing prayers with Elliot before bed? Because I just realized that my mom always did prayers with me, even when I was small. I don't know how this completely escaped us, but I want to start implementing that back. Sean, he says the package hasn't come yet. Skyla, sweetheart, I'm not sure if you know how the algorithm works, babe, but the more you comment on a user's content, that tells the hive mind, the algorithm, that you actually, in fact, it's a lot like manifestation. What you focus on, you get more of. What you comment on and what you engage with, you get more of. So if you don't like me, probably it's in your best interest to pretend I don't exist instead of engaging with my content, which tells the algorithm, I like this, I want more of this, please show me more of this, specifically this content creator. If you want to learn where to butcher an animal, start at your local butcher's place. doesn't look like it. Dude, they keep on giving me sativa heavy strains. I don't want anxiety. Well, Skyla, see, that's your own problem. So see, like, you have no self-control, and therefore you go and you expose yourself to things that you don't like. That, you know what that's the equivalent of doing? That's the equivalent of taking a sandwich that's loaded with turds and eating it and then complaining about it the whole time. This tastes like shit. It stinks. That's what watching content and interacting with content creators that you don't like, that is what are you doing? Do you eat food you don't like? Do you watch TV shows you don't like? You listen to music you don't like? You hang out with people you don't like? Like, this is bizarre. Well, hello there, Sunny Jim. Lilu, I was talking about people who troll other people, like just talk shit in their comment section. It's like, you know, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, I don't like something, so I'm gonna watch it, interact with it, and then inevitably get more of it. It doesn't make sense. Like, if a sandwich had a bunch of turds in it, would you eat it and then tell everyone how bad it tastes and smells? No! You'd be like, "Bleh, this is a shitty sandwich, I'm out of here." So fucking please, treat me like a shitty sandwich, get out of here. You know, like, what the fuck? Put me down and walk away. Dude, it's so funny. I literally get, British gal, I get so many compliments, like genuine compliments from people on my nose ring, and it's literally just an earring. My nose ring fell out about 3 months ago, and I'm too cheap to go replace it with a legitimate nose stud because it's like $20, and I just, like, my brain, I just can't do that. So I just took one of my earrings apart, like one of these, and then I just put this part in my nose. I just don't, it's just funny. I'm not even kidding, and I mean, like, genuine compliments. My friend Wind, yeah, I have a friend named Wind, I know. It's funny. But, so Wind, she messages me, she's the other day, she's like, "Oh my god, I love your nose ring." And every time it makes me chuckle, because I'm like, literally, I forget that I'm walking around like this. Like, a great majority of the time that I'm walking around in public or engaging with people here, I literally completely forget that this is just, like, hanging out of my face. Freya! Oh my god! I'm gonna cry! How did you fucking guess? You fucking nailed that. Yeah, Ashley. I mean, so Ashley is telling you guys something that's true. Ashley's been watching my content for a while, and she knows that I monetize the fuck out of y'all's hate. Oh shit, it might, hold on, I'll be right back. Fuck, Sean! Aiden, thank you! What the fuck, dude? Something happened. The package was returned March 26th. Sean sent Elliot Easter gifts and stuff through UPS. Dude, it pisses me off too because he's not gonna get his fucking Easter stuff now. You sent it to Josh, right? You sent it to Josh, right? Hi, Melissa. Okay. But listen, we don't celebrate, you know, like holidays in a way that are for silly reasons. Like, so do not pay any kind of like extra money. Don't like rush it out. Don't do anything like that. Just, he doesn't need anything by Easter. And when you get it back, just hold on to it. Hold on. I'm going to give you my neighbor's address and I'm going to get it from her. I'm going to have you, because Elliot will be with me by the time it gets to us. And so, he's going to be with me on the Eclipse. So if there are Eclipse glasses in there, it might still make it to us on time if it goes to my neighbor's house. Okay. God dang it, man. There were solar eclipse glasses. I can't remember that word. Oh, it is raining so stinking hard. Nah. I mean, it leaks a little bit when the emergency windows all leak because they have the feature where they open like this, not like this, you know? So like the bus windows mostly open like straight down like that, but the emergency windows flap like this. And because the way that my bus is parked on uneven ground, it's slightly tilted like this and like this a little bit. So if you picture the bus is like kind of like slightly to the one side, so that means when the rain hits straight down, instead of hitting the roof and then, you know, dripping down over the like roof hanging, it goes straight to the part of the window that's like this, you know, so like the window is here and then there's the window sill. So the rain comes and goes directly into that spot right there. Instead of hitting it and running down, it goes in and then it pools in this like area, in this like V-shaped track area. The water just pools there, and because the water pools there, it fucking comes right in the little corner of the window, and it makes me a freaking nut job of a person. I hate it. Solar eclipse is not going to be visible from here, just so you know. Yeah, I know. it will be partially visible. We live really high up, so I was gonna take you and Elliot to the clearing where we have a good view. Don't forget, I already gave you multiple weeks advance notice. April 7th through the 9th, you're gonna be here. I want to spend that time together in prayer and fasting. I am a mom. I'm talking to my husband now. Stuart, that depends on what texture of hair you have. The thicker your hair, like each individual hair strand, and the more dense the hairs are per square inch on your scalp, are going to make a significant difference on the amount of length that you lose when you install dreadlocks on your hair. That being said, it also has to do with the technique that is used. If you have really long hair and the person who does your hair does what they call a soft dread, then your hair will shrink significantly and you will end up with very short hair, very short dreadlocks that have lots of, like, when you like look at the dreadlock, it'll be like loopy. It'll have like all kinds of loops in it, because when it's a soft dread, the knots are not tightly compacted to one another. So what happens is they're spread out. The knots are kind of spread out, and when they want to be compacted to each other, so they're gonna. So if there's like loose undreaded hair in between the knots, it's gonna just go whoop, and it's gonna create a loop. So what happens is you have this really long hair that's only lightly soft dreaded, and it will just go like this as it matures. The dreadlock, the knots want to be next to each other. So if you don't put them next to each other at the time of install, then they're going to get next to each other, one way or the other. That's the maturation process of dreadlocks. If you were to get, if you have long hair and you have relatively full hair, like a lot of dense hair, and you have thick individual hair strands, you're pretty much not going to lose much length no matter what, because you have so much hair and it's so full, it takes up a lot of space. And so you can actually get all that hair like back combed and dreadlocked nice and tight, and all those knots super secure without losing a significant amount of length. There are techniques that can be used to prevent shrinkage even with thinner, finer hair. But no matter what, if you have hair like me, my hair is very thin and very fine. Like, it is like spider silk. Like, it's very, very fine. And because I'm a natural blonde, I'm always looking bald when my roots show. But I have very, very fine hair. I only have 31 dreadlocks on my whole head. That's it, just 30 dreads. You know, I don't have very much. Most people, my ex-husband, when he had dreadlocks, he had 112, for example. Elliot, my son, has like 95. Super thick, super dense. If you have your hair done, Stuart, by somebody who is a professional and knows what they are doing, then I would say that you can expect to experience less shrinkage than someone like I would experience. When I did my dreadlocks, my hair was down to my ass, okay? Yeah, but it's all stringy, and like only like some of it was super long and some of it was kind of short, because like my hair just, it's so fine, it just won't grow all one length and look nice. It just looks like stringy mess. It just looks like a stringy mess. So when I did dreadlocks on myself originally, I didn't know what I was doing. And that's how I'm a dreadlock professional now. I've been doing dreadlocks professionally for like 12 years, 10 years. So I didn't know what I was doing. I learned what not to do on my own self. But when I initially installed my dreadlocks on my fine textured hair, I over dreadlocked it. I did it too much. And so what ended up happening is my hair shrank from all the way. I spent, okay, I haven't cut my hair. Okay, I haven't given myself a haircut, like a real haircut, since 2007, 2006 maybe. So I spent like 8 years, 6, 7 years, 5 to 7 years growing my hair out and just like living with it looking like a stringy fucking mess because I wanted long hair, and I was just like, if I just ignore it, if I just trust the process, if I just put it in a sloppy bun and then I ignore it forever, eventually it'll grow, you know, like it's hair, it's gonna grow, right? Well, no, it got down to that length, and then when I installed it on the dreadlocks, my hair literally shrank so bad. Oh my god, it shrank so bad, you guys. Like, I don't even have any photographs because I was so fucking like, I didn't even want to take a photo of myself. Not even for documentary purposes. I wish I had, because I would love to see what it looked like. But my hair, so I dreadlocked my hair. My hair was down to my ass. I hadn't had a haircut or short hair in nigh on 5 years, 6 years by that point. And when I dreadlocked my hair, it shrank literally to here, to my chin. So I had these like little dreadlocks like sticking off my fucking head like a crazy person. And I was like, oh no, no, no. And I couldn't comb it out by that point because I had destroyed my hair in the process of dreadlocking it. I knew there was no turning back. So I was like, okay, I need to figure out how to like add hair to my hair or something. So I don't know if like I learned about it simultaneously as I learned how to dreadlock hair, but I have found these 2 YouTube channels that literally do not even exist anymore. And I learned how to dreadlock hair, just like the basics on how to do it. And then I learned that you could add human fucking hair to your dreadlocks to make your dreadlocks longer. So I decided I'm gonna put dreadlocks in my hair. I put dreadlocks in my hair. A week later, I was like, oh my god, I can't live like this. So I bought human hair and from like Sally's, like, ew, it smelled like burnt hair. And I put all this stuff at the bottom of made my dreads long. And so then I had dreads that were like to here, which was tolerable for me for that point. So I walked around with those extensions in my hair until my hair grew enough to like finally like, you know, not look crazy. And then I cut the dreadlock extensions out. Once I cut the dreadlock extensions out, all the original hair that I had initially dreadlocked the day of dreadlocking, so like all that 7 years of growth that was, you know, had already come out of my scalp by the time that I did the dreadlocking on that day, over the course of the next like 5 years, all that hair broke off and fucking just disintegrated. And like the original set of dreadlocks that I did that day, all that hair is gone. It has just disintegrated because I fucking destroyed my hair. I learned what not to do on myself. I learned the hard way what you do not do. And it took like, I had my own dreadlocks and was maintaining my hair and my husband's hair. And then like I started to like help friends out here and there because they like what they saw I was doing with my hair and how I was like figuring it out. And so like I just started helping friends out for like the first year or so for free. And then I like started taking steps to do it professionally. And I'm really good at dreadlocks. I'm really fucking good at it. I am really good at it. It's the one thing that, you know, like how some people just like have like a job that they are like or a hobby that they just focus all their time and energy on. I have never been habitual in that way. I have never been able to like discover something, fall in love with it, and then literally do it every day, or like want to continue doing it every day, or be interested in that hobby. Like I like so many fucking different things that like I can't develop habits like that or hobbies like that. I just want to do too much. I can't imagine only doing like one thing, like just leather work or like just dreadlocks. But dreadlocking is the only thing that I have managed to gain an interest in, get better at, practice a lot, and get really good at. And then like to the point now where like I am a well-respected professional in my field. I am, like, when it comes to, like, dreadlock content, I'm not one of those people. I'm not one of those fucking, I'm not like a super dreadlock content creator. I did have one dreadlock video go like super viral on TikTok, like 15 or 16 million views. So my henna video, if you go here on YouTube, there's a video that I did of me dyeing my hair henna to this like really beautiful song, and that's the video that got 16 million views. But like, so before I got this property and I was like doing homestead, off-grid, mom community type shit, I was just a dreadlock content creator. But I never really, I didn't want to be a dreadlock content creator. I didn't want all my content online to like be about dreadlocks only. So like, I never found crazy success, like mainstream success for my dreadlock content stuff, which is fine because I wouldn't really want to be known as just like the dread lady, you know, like that's how I was known for like 8 years, as I'm just the dread lady Heather, that travels and does, you know, that travels in her van, travels in her RV, lives in a bus, you know, that kind of thing. Aw, you're so nice. Rokella, the reason for having dreadlocks is when I was 4 years old, I was convinced that I was a mermaid. I literally tried to super glue my legs together because I thought that I was going to grow up to be a mermaid, and how dare literally anyone tell me otherwise. I could open my eyes in the salt water, so duh, I'm a fucking mermaid. No one else can open their eyes in the salt water. I can, I'm a mermaid. Like, that's my mentality as a child, right? There's a movie, not just The Little Mermaid, but there's also this movie called Splash that came out in 1984 with Daryl Hannah and Tom Hanks. Daryl Hannah is a mermaid. Madison, she falls in love with Tom Hanks, whatever the case may be. Anyways, that was my favorite movie. Okay, The Little Mermaid, Ariel, and Splash were my two favorite movies, literally hands down. Still probably are my favorite movies. Until I saw Dirty Dancing for the first time, and then Dirty Dancing was my third favorite. So as a child, literally, like, Little Mermaid, Splash, and then like Dirty Dancing. I thought I was a mermaid and I wanted long mermaid fucking hair. But here's the problem. I'm also my grandmother's child. I also was only given 4 hairs to cover my entire head with. And like, if I want long hair, this is literally the only fucking way that I could have it. Unless I wanted to constantly be futzing with my hair, I would need like a box braids. I could have probably grown my hair out if I did a protective style like box braids. But I didn't want to like do box braids. I'm not going to sit here and fucking braid my hair every week. I don't want people separating my hair and combing it like that and parting it. I don't want to get traction alopecia in all of my sections and my edges and stuff. No thanks. I do dreadlocks and I just like leave my hair the actual fuck alone. I don't mess with it. I literally just like let it do whatever it wants to do. I trust the process. I keep them separated, and that's literally all I do, and my hair is fucking gorgeous and I love it. Marky Diana, yes, and that is why I thought I was a mermaid, because I can literally open my eyes in the salt water, no problem. It does not burn my eyes at all. And when I was 4, I was the only person who could open my eyes underwater at 5 years old, you know, and all my friends were like swimming. I'm from Florida. I'm from South Florida as a preface, so I like lived at the beach or in a pool, you know, like so. And like a lot of people had saltwater pools. So anyway, I can open my eyes in the saltwater. Duh, that means I'm a mermaid. And that is why at 5 years old, my grandmother walked in on me and stopped me. Thank God that I had adults in my life who knew better than I knew as a child. She stopped me from mutilating my fucking body. Can you imagine how horrific like life would have been for me for like at least a year if I had managed to super glue my legs together? What if I had accidentally glued my TT to my legs or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have really hurt myself. And I'm so grateful that my grandmother stopped me. And that is exactly why I do not believe in affirmative care for trans youth. I don't. And for that reason. Because when I was a child, I also thought I knew who I was, what I wanted to be, all these things. I had an inkling of who I was. Like, who I am at the core is still the same person as I've always been since I was born. But my choices have not always been the best. And I only realized how stupid I was growing up. Like, I was so dumb. I was 100% fully, like, I tried to get a hysterectomy at 22. I tried to super glue my legs together as a 4-year-old. I was an independent woman. I could do anything a man can do. And I could sleep around, and ain't nobody gonna call me a hoe for that, because it's completely backwards that a man can do stuff and that I can't, because I am a capable, independent, powerful fucking woman, and can't no man tell me nothing. That was 100% me. I didn't realize how stupid I was until I was like 30, okay? And I just turned 40, okay? I'm 40 years old, and I just, like, in November, realized that I'm a fucking awesome person, and that the reason that people are mean and nasty to me, even in the face of me being a kind person, is 100% because they are interested, curious, and bewildered, and just negative in their own life. And so instead of being interested in me in the way that they're like, oh, I'm curious, let me curiously observe, or like, wow, this person's cool, let me like cheerlead them, I'm inspired. Instead of doing that, these people are still fascinated, they still want to see, but they're like, what makes her so special? Ugh. Ew, look at that. Oh my God. And then they pick people apart. Guys, I'm really bad at seeing comments and stuff. So if you want to make sure that your comment gets seen, I know this sounds like bad, but if you super chat me, I will guarantee see it and shout you out and all that jazz. Like, I do make it a point to stop what I'm doing and prioritize all super chats. But anyway, so, or like, I'll see comments from my admins because their words are blue, and so it's like a change. That's why the super chats work for my little ADHD brain, because like all these things start to blend together in my mind. I like can't really see them. But if you are a member, your letters are green, so that like change that, like, it doesn't blur in. And if you're an admin, your name's blue, so like it's like a change in the thing. Say my name, say my name. I am. Oh, thank you so much. You're cute too. Thank you so much for the super chat. Birmingham PD, if your perception of what a drug addict is a person who owns their own home with no payments, owns the land with no payments, owns their car with no payments, and like yeah, okay, sure. I own all my own shit fucking outright. I don't owe nobody no money. So, oops, my thing cut out. When you're a drug addict and you don't have your supply of drugs, usually you start selling the things that you have that are valuable. So like usually people who are drug addicts don't actually have valuable things that are like, you know, I mean, so it's interesting. No, Lyric is, I don't like drugs. So even if, like, let's just say that I wasn't an adult ass fucking person who is so beyond the like age of like partying and using drugs, like, it's so bizarre to me that people look at me and think that, because like I literally am just a homebody, and I haven't partied since like 2012 or something. I'm a fuddy-duddy, dude. But like, here's the thing you got to realize. Even if I was young, which I'm grateful that I am grateful that I am the age that I am, I would never ask to be any younger than I am. I'm telling you what, you couldn't pay me to go through those years ever again. I'm so grateful to be 40 years old. I love my age. I love where I am emotionally, mentally. I love the person who I am. I love the kind of person that I am. I like who I am. So, like, I wouldn't use drugs for those reasons. But, like, all those things aside, what you got to realize today is that all drugs are... Have you guys seen all the people on TikTok and stuff talking about how their ADHD medication does not have any active ingredient in it? Like, they're on Adderall, and then they get tested for, they get a urinalysis, and they're testing negative for methamphetamines, which should not be the case, because Adderall is legal methamphetamines, or amphetamines, whatever. So if the pharmaceutical companies are doing that, what the fuck do you think the street level drug people are doing? Okay? Like, drugs are not safe. Unless you're a chemist and you're making it yourself, it would be stupid. It would be stupid to do any drugs that, at this point. Like, they're putting that fucking... So here's the thing about fentanyl, you guys, that people don't seem to understand. There is fentanyl, and then there is carfentanil, okay? Carfentanil is like elephant fentanyl. It is a synthetic, it is manufactured, it is what is on the street. Regular fentanyl, which is in the prescription stuff, isn't the same. It's fentanyl, it's both fentanyl. But one of them is way stronger and way more dangerous. And like, you know, when they talk about how like a little granule can like take you out or whatever, like that's what they're talking about. It's carfentanil. It's not just like fentanyl from a pharmacy. Like, it's not like they've just robbed a pharmacy or something and they're using it. They've literally they're manufacturing this themselves in a chemistry lab. Okay. And so it's a different type of fentanyl. It is much more dangerous, and it's a huge fucking problem. Nothing is safe. Nothing is safe. Pressed pills like MDMA things, it's not safe. None of these things are safe. Anything that's a powder, it's not safe. Anything that's a pill, it ain't safe. So, like, why would you... First of all, like, just to, like, put this whole baby to bed about drug use on my end, in any case, I am a mother, okay? My son means more to me than literally anything. Why in the fuck would I risk my son living his life without a mom just so that I could, what, have like a good time for one day? Get the fuck out of here with that. That's the dumbest thing ever. Like, I don't respect my peers who still at this point have children and go out and party. How dare you? Mushrooms that are harder to lace, but they can be soaked in stuff and then re-dried. So you can dehydrate them, soak them in something, and then re-dehydrate them. And they could be laced with things. But mushrooms, like, mushrooms make you so sleepy. Like, mushrooms are meant to be taken for a personal spiritual journey. It is not to be taken to go and have fun and party. Like, if you're taking psychedelic medicines to go out and like listen to music and like you've missed the point. You've completely missed the point. All psychedelic medicines are meant to be used for a specific purpose. And you need to go into that knowing what you need to set your intention before you go into that experience. You could learn so much about yourself and about the world. You could have knowledge that is almost hard, like you can't articulate this type of knowing that you get from doing psychedelic medicines. But it's not a game. It's not a drug. It's not a toy. It's not recreational. Shrooms are meant to be done by yourself or with a couple of people that you trust, and you lay down and you go inside of yourself. It's not meant to be done as a joke. Yeah, I'm totally dependent. I totally depend on weed. I depend on it. If I didn't have weed, I'd be in trouble. Because I have a super weak stomach. I puke all the time. I get super sick to my stomach all the time. My sense of smell is really sensitive. And, well, I'm going to tell you this right now. You think you want to have a really strong nose until you do. And then you realize that 80% of smells are bad. Like, most everything stinks. Even perfume. Perfume stinks. It gives me a fucking headache. I can't light an incense. I light an incense, it chokes me out. It makes me fucking want to throw up. It gives me a headache. Yes, I don't. What does recreational mean? Does it mean to do something in your recreation? Does it mean something that's done during a time of recreation? Or is it like something that's done during a time of like professionalism or whatever? Business? Is that recreation? I drink spearmint tea, but I cannot drink peppermint. I can't do peppermint because I had my gallbladder taken out, and ever since my gallbladder was taken out, I can't do any kind of like volatile oils. So I can't do like clove oil, I can't do black pepper, and I can't do peppermint. There's a couple of other ones, but I can't remember what they are right now. I mean, Robert, to each their own. I'm not who am I to tell you what you should do with your life? I wouldn't want you coming into my space telling me how to live my life. So who am I to tell you what you should do with your space and your time? You do whatever you want. Ideally without, harming anyone else. Apostle of Wisdom, mushrooms are of God. They are, so the mycelium, so the mushroom is just the visible fruiting body of the mycelial body, or the mycelium network, or whatever you want to, like the fungus itself. It's the mushroom that you see is just the fruit. The actual fungus itself is underground, and it's like, it looks like roots. It's just a web of filament that literally connects every living thing that like grows, like, so every tree and every bush is connected like the internet through the mycelial network, and they communicate with one another and send sugars and warnings and stuff like that. So they send, like, so if you have a tree that is got all of its leaves cut off or whatever, it got like stumped, other trees around that tree will send food to help try to keep that tree alive long enough for it to start sprouting again. So if fungus does that in nature, imagine what it can do for the pathways inside of your mind, your neural pathways. Mushrooms are extremely good. Psychedelic mushrooms have been proven to rewire your brain and help your brain to increase the amount of connections that it has to itself. So it has been proven to help people with brain damage. It's really, it's an amazing medicine. I don't fuck with that shit though. I don't take mushrooms because it is a very powerful medicine to be respected. It's not something to take as a fucking drug, like it's like smoking weed or something. Like it's not. It is sacred, serious shit. And if you don't believe me, well then you just take some and you snuggle up like a little fucking snail inside of your blanket in a warm bed, and you will talk in the morning. Dude, that thing that connects us all, that the microcosm, the intelligent design, the filament, the fibers that connect us all through, like, that we just can't see. Literally, this right here, the flower of life pattern, if you take any type of psychedelic, it doesn't matter what it is, and you go outside in the daylight and you look at the sky, you will see this pattern. You will see it in the sky. Everybody does. It's crazy because it's literally, this is the fabric. Literally, this geometric pattern is the fabric of life. It is the seed. It is dude. No, an astigmatism is when you have a light source and that causes streaking to happen off that light source, and that's not what I'm talking about at all. I am talking about a visible, geometric flower of life pattern, literally the entire sky. It's like, almost like, it's like clear, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's in the sky. It's everywhere. It's crazy. I mean, it's literally the fabric, you know, because it's like, it's the fibers that like literally hold everything together. And I mean, like, it's crazy. Like, I have over the course of my life, you know, I've been dabbling in psychedelics since like 1999, and I've always seen it. Multiple times I've seen it. So a lot of people don't realize that, because see, this is the thing. A lot of people use psychedelics, whether it's mushrooms, LSD, Molly, whatever this psychedelic popular things, they do this stuff at night, and they do it like to party. But I'm going to tell you what, the single most tangible religious experience I've ever had in my entire life was on LSD, and it was daytime, and I was on a hike in the middle of the wilderness. And dude, if you think that you know what the world is like, and you've never done that, never taken a little bit of psychedelics of any kind, and then just gone out into the middle of, like, to nature, go to the beach. Go to the beach. It's crazy. It's crazy. Brr, it's cold. Ugh. God dang it, I do not want to put my fire on. wish I had my heated blanket. That's what I did last year. I was trying to remember, like, how did I make it through this time of year last year? Like, when it's not quite cold enough for a fire, but it's not warm. I had a heated blanket. I need a fucking another heated blanket. Damn, I need one of those bad. Where the fuck is this? There's some raw land available for $10,000 fucking dollars. Financing available. Okay. Seasonal Creek runs through the back third of the lot. It splits right at the corner of the lot and forms 2 channels. Good cell service, no utilities. Resident maintained roads. Dude, I could get this for $10,000 cash, or I could finance it with a down payment if I pay half. Nope, Oregon. It's right around the corner from where I live right now. It is a 1.5 acre parcel in a residential neighborhood that's being built. It's in a kind of remote area, which is why the land is cheap. But the crazy awesome thing is that it is, like, here, I'll show you. So look, it's like a resident parcel. Dude. Oh, it has a gravel drive. Oh my god, it has pasture land. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude. So my property looks a lot like that where I live now, except for it does not have pastures. I don't have pasture land where I'm at now. My land I own now, I don't have like any pasture. It's just all these trees everywhere. And the creek here is a creek. The creek here is a fucking river. Like my creek here is a river. Like it sounds awesome. I love it, but like it's not a babbling brook. It's a rushing ass fucking creek. Or a rushing ass river. Yes, mixed media art girl. There are so many good places to park an RV in Oregon. There isn't any year-round growing areas here. Brr. So, like, I mean, anywhere close to the I-5 in Oregon, anything that's, like, right there on the I-5, in the, like, maybe from south of Salem, say, like, what is that town called? I can't remember. Albany. So, from, like, Albany, maybe, just a little bit further south of Albany, like Brownsville, from maybe, like, Brownsville to the California border, along the I-5, really close to California. It gets really mountainous, though, so it's actually colder there. But, like, it's pretty, like, let's just say Eugene, because Eugene is, like, almost, like, right in the center, and it's, like, a major area. Eugene is, like, the best weather for all of Oregon. Like, it barely snows there, because it's low, it's closer to sea level, so it doesn't really snow that often. And I don't know why people have this, like, I don't know why people have this idea about, like, Washington and Oregon being, like, rainy and gloomy and, like, all that, like, that. That's not what it's like literally ever. Like, it's rainy and gloomy right now, but it's not gloomy at all. It's, like, beautiful. It's bright and beautiful, you know? But, like, before I moved to Oregon, my husband and I talked about moving to Oregon, like, 4 years before we actually did, which is weird. And he was like, no, man, I don't want to go to Oregon. It's, like, snows there. I don't want to go anywhere it's cold. He's like, you know, I don't want to go somewhere it snows. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be, like, in somewhere it's gloomy all the time, you know, and we're Floridians. So, like, you know, we're used to that sunlight. Used to, like, year-round growing season, literally. Coming here is a big adjustment, but it's not really, like, I think that we've gotten in total this winter, we've had maybe 15 days of snow, maybe. I need a heating pad. No, I need one. That's 1,000% what I need. I was thinking heated blanket. I forgot the heating pads exist. Forgot about those. That's a good idea. I should get a heating pad. Oh yeah, they work great for cramps. That's true. I forgot about that. When I was a kid, I remember being like 8 or 9 years old, and, you know, there was no internet, and, you know, at that time in the 90s, there's only like one TV per household, except for, like, maybe your mom had a TV in her bedroom, and if you were lucky, like, maybe there was a TV in, like, the kids' playroom or whatever, you know. But sometimes I would just go outside, and my mom always drove Lincolns, like, that have, like, the really big front ends, you know, the boats. She always drove, like, those big ass Lincoln, like, Continentals. And I would go outside, it's Florida, and I would lay on the hood of her car and just, like, lay on the heat, on the hot hood. It felt so good. That's what I miss about Florida. I do miss, you know what I miss about Florida the most? This is literally the one thing that I actually do miss about Florida. I don't miss much, but I miss that feeling when you first get in your car, before you roll the windows down and turn the car on, like, how it's, like, literally so, like, you would literally die if you were in there for longer than, like, a minute. But for, like, the first, like, 10 or 15 seconds, it just feels so good. And it feels good up until the point where you're, like, getting to that, like, I'm about to start to sweat. Like, that's when it's like, okay, abort, abort, abort. But, I love it so much. Ooh, what? Wait, well, so hold on though. Barefoot. So like, when it comes to, now I only know this because I live off grid and I have to be conscientious of my electric use and like the difference between battery, electric, and like an engine, you know? So when it comes to something that has either a compressor that does air conditioning things or refrigerating things, or it comes to something that has a heating element, these two things use the absolute most electricity. A heating element, that's why I don't have any electrical heat here. I have the wood stove and then I had a propane little buddy heater. But because like if I were to use the like a heating element, or like if I was to use like one of those things that roll around your house that has the oil in it or whatever, like it looks like a furnace thing, you just like plug it in, it's like a standing heater. If I was to get one of those, I would run out of electricity in an hour. They use so much electricity. Anything with a heating element or an air conditioning thing, or you know, like a compressor, they use so stinking much. So the heating pads that are battery powered are going to be less functional than the ones that you plug directly into the wall, because like batteries degrade over time and the heating elements use such a draw, they draw such a, like they really need it in order to generate the, like to generate heat takes a lot of energy, you know? I mean, it makes sense. But like on a, like a, you know, it makes sense scientifically, I suppose. But I'd be mindful about wasting money on anything that was battery pack heating elements thing. Anything that you should get it if ideally ideally anything that has to operate electric, you need to be on the grid for, or plug it directly into like my generator. Aw, look, it's another loser who can't get a girl like me and takes it out on other girls. I'm sorry that no one wants to fuck you, Chris. I'm sorry. Really am. Hi, Vicky. It's funny, like Miklo wants to talk shit about my poor life choices, but like I don't know, I'm feeling like I don't even care. I don't even care. I'm not even gonna bother. It's just so, it's so dumb. It's literally so dumb. It's so dumb. To just look at someone and judge them based on their, like, appearance, it literally is so dumb. And it's like, it's the thing that makes it dumb is because, like, when you say something that is just so stupid and so inaccurate, and you say it like, just like with your whole chest, like, oh yeah, I'm so in the know, look at how knowledgeable I am about this topic, and then you just really actually look stupid because you're wrong. And to just sit there and be just so wrong and so loud, like, I don't. Sorry, I had a text message. Oh, I love that way of saying it. It's a very myopic way of being. I mean, like, you know, to each their own. It's just, it's a sad marker of society. It's also interesting how people just, like, throw around things that could really, like, hurt someone's feelings, or, I mean, in the right circumstance, to potentially, like, ruin someone's life. You know what I mean? Like, making accusations like that are a much bigger deal than, like, people give it credit for, because it's just little comments on the internet. But, like, accusing someone of being a drug addict, like, that's, you know, like, I couldn't imagine, go into your personal life and just start talking to people like that. You know what I mean? It's just real sad indicator of, like, society and the way people are behaving when no one's looking. You know what I mean? I pride myself on doing the right thing when no one is looking. Like, I 100% love that about me, because, like, I'm gonna, like, I don't, it's ultimately the only like thing that I answer to is God. Okay? And so, like, if I am expecting my life to be blessed, and, like, for the suffering that I'm willing to sit through to achieve the goals that I want for myself, like, I know that being a good person, it's not for anyone else. Like, I'm a good person because it feels good to me, and my proving of that to, like, I don't have to prove it to anybody, because the literal only person that matters already knows. So, like, that's why I don't really waste my time going around the internet trying to dispel rumors about myself. Look. I'll shake you away. Oh. Someone looking at the bird. Focus on the bird, not the window. It thinks I want to see the rain droplets. I just watched a feather fall out of the sky. I just watched a white feather go like this. And it didn't come from one of my birds. It came from not that blue jay, or whatever. It's not a blue jay, it's like a blue cardinal. I can't remember what they're called. It's a blue something, like jay. But it's something different. But it was a white feather, or a light colored feather, cream colored feather. That was pretty cool. I love it when you accidentally catch stuff like that with your eye. Like you just happen to like turn your head and then your eyes just happen to like focus on a spider that just happens to be, and it's like, whoa, how did I fucking randomly look at that and happen to catch that happening? You know, like it's just crazy. I love it when stuff like that happens. Amazon Alexa would like to use Bluetooth. Excuse me? Oh. Where is my Amazon Alexa? Yeah, I had it for a minute. Someone gave me an Amazon Alexa one time, like just someone who was like, here, you want this? I'm gonna throw it away if you don't want it. And I was like, I guess I'll try it. Okay, sure. It was brand new. It had never been used. And like I had to take the plastic stuff off of it. And so I hooked it up and I bought this power strip. Whoa, super zoom. So, oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. You see that light? So there's a power strip in that drawer right there, and it is like, it's like called, I don't know what it's called. It's called like iHome, and so all of the like outlets each have their own like Bluetooth thing or whatever. So like, I could say, Alexa, you know, turn on plug 1, plug 2, or rename them whatever I want, right? So there's like 8 Bluetooth or Amazon Alexa compatible outlets on that strip, and then the air conditioning unit that I bought is Alexa compatible, and then I think that's it. I think my refrigerator also has the capabilities, but I don't think that I got that model. And my power supply also has Bluetooth capabilities, but I broke it on accident, so it doesn't work anymore. Thanks, Red Dragon Twins. Yeah, Alexa can be scary. I already have 2 devices in my house that are like listening all the time, you know? I don't need any more devices listening and recording. Did you know that there's a file that you can access that's like every Amazon Alexa you ever did? I mean, like, honestly, Sean, truly, why do you need Wi-Fi in a refrigerator? Why would you need that? Do you remember how, like, in the 90s, like, schizophreniacs used to say shit like, they're watching us through the light bulbs? And, like, they're trying to, like, watch us through our appliances and stuff? Did you guys know that they have discovered that every person that has schizo, like officially is diagnosed, okay? What they found out is that they have in their, like, they have 800% higher levels of DMT in their system. Like naturally, they naturally produce high levels of DMT. Do you know what that means? That means that we have been really fucking treating people that need to be more elevated on an important level. We've made them think what they have is something bad, and so they're plagued by voices and visions that are negative. Do you know that in other countries, people that have any of the schizophrenic branch or whatever, I cannot say that word right, so I'm just gonna say schizo. I don't mean it as a derogatory term, but maybe I'll just say like schizo adjacent. I don't know how, anyway, schizophrenia, whatever. Okay, it's one of those words that I say in my mind just fine, but when it actually has to come out of my mouth, I struggle. Anyways, so did you know that in other countries, like in third world countries and stuff like that, when this happens to people, do you know that their visions aren't negative? They literally, the visions are like gods talking to them and stuff. And they aren't afraid of it. But people in the United States specifically have negative types of visions. And now we as a people are always like, do you know that that is, I believe, intentional? There's a dude that is a content creator on TikTok who is really intelligent, and he articulates what he's going through, seeing and experiencing and whatever, and he draws it and stuff, and it's really crazy interesting. It's fascinating to learn about, like with someone who has the disorder and is so capable of articulating what it is they're experiencing through words. You know, it's fascinating to hear it described in the ways that he does, because it really makes you, well, I mean, me, I guess I really do put myself in other, I can't watch videos of people getting hurt and stuff like that, because it really fucks me up. It bothers me. So, like when I listen to something that someone explains in a way that it makes it click for me, like I can truly like put myself in their position and see things as if I'm seeing them from their perspective. Like I try to do that. I try to literally put myself in their space. But so anyway, what they found, the original thing that I wanted to talk about, is people who have schizophrenia, they're finding out, or they have found out, that they have like 800 times the amount of DMT in their urine than a normal person. Like, and that's a lot. That's a lot. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of that DMT. It's literally called the spirit molecule. Okay? Like, there's a lot of research done on this. It's in very, like, we all have it in our bodies. It is the chemical your body releases in your brain when you're dying. And there's other times that it does too, but I can't remember what it is now. It's very closely linked to similar experiences like ayahuasca or iboga, stuff like that, bufo. Dude, see? And I bet you're obviously an artist. You know, like, that is, I bet you have a lot of fuel now, a lot of inspiration. Skyra, I was talking about how they've discovered people who have schizophrenia have 800%, I'm not sure about the number because, like, you know, I want to tell you enough information to make you look it up yourself, and either prove me wrong or discover new things. but 800% times the amount of DMT in their urine that normal people do. So that means that people who have like are afflicted with schizophrenia are actually not high, because it's not high, but they're on DMT. And it's the literal, like, it's been called the spirit molecule. Like, it is the closest, that is the closest you will ever get to literally meeting God face to face and like speaking directly to him. See you later. Oops. But yeah, so it's crazy what we're finding out, and you know, you got to think about how our government specifically treats people with that level of mental illness. You know, how it's like seen as something so awful. They're propagandized so bad in television, movies, and what they allow to be shown in media, like news media. We all think when you hear, oh, someone's schizo, you immediately are like, ooh, scary. Are they dangerous? That's because you've been propagandized. I've known someone with schizophrenia before, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is not a person who was dangerous. This was a person who was suffering from a lot of torment, but a lot of the torment, honestly, was from the medical industry, to be quite honest. So, like, I have a little bit of a different perspective on that, I guess, but it's crazy how we are finally, I mean, like, just think about how they're treating people with like ADHD and shit. Like, they call it neurodivergency instead of like just another way that brains work. Totally normal. Like, if it wasn't normal, it wouldn't be so common. And we just didn't have like a word for it and to describe. But like, I don't know about you, but my dad 100%, like, I'm just like my dad. Okay, my dad was 100% like neurodivergent. But like, see, I don't like people that have ADHD would be really amazing hunter-gatherers, you know, like physically out there doing it, finding all the cool little mushrooms, like this, you know, these in nature. All of our processes have a purpose, but because we have moved into a world where we live in these boxes in society and we're completely cut off from nature, which is the real world, you lose that. You lose that connection, man, to stuff. And we get told that, like, you know, you're something's wrong with you. And the same thing with people with schizophrenia, you know, there's like, oh, there's something wrong with you. You have a serious mental disorder. Like, and then, you know, everything is framed from a place of like, do you want to hurt yourself, or do you hear scary things or see scary things? And, you know, like, it's just not, like, why would you put that in someone's head? If someone literally is seeing hallucinations, why would you put into their head at all anything scary? That's like sending your friend on a bad trip. Like, what kind of a person are you to do that? You're supposed to like help people ride the wave. Just, you're in it, babe. Just take a deep breath and ride it out. You know, instead of like, oh my God, are you seeing anything scary? You know, like, why would you fucking, this is like mean, man. Dude, Becky, so but that's the thing is a lot of the reasons that people are the way they are when they are, like, I know someone close and personal, like, that I spent a lot of time around who was also paranoid schizophrenic. And a lot of the paranoia came from shit that literally happened to them. Like, they were taken from their home and, like, held down, strapped to the bed. Oh, you're so wet! You're soaking wet! You're so wet. Don't hit the phone. You're super soaked. No, not the devices. No, not the devices. No, not the devices. Right here, right here, right here, right here. Come on, up. Go. Up. No, don't walk on the devices. Oh, I got a towel. Stop with the device. Come over here. Come on, kitty. Come here. Come here. There you go. She's a dry girl now. Ah, money! Money is a game. Meow, 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 meow. Money is a cat. Meow, 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 meow. Okay, let's get the devices from under you. No, please don't immediately come to where the devices are. There you go. There you go. It feels so good, don't it? You can't deny it feels good. You can't deny it. The scratching, it feels so good. Oh, it feels so good. Come here, I'll do it again. Oh, it's so good. There you go. Now you're all dry. Your hair's a little messed up. You're still wet. Oh, shit. This feels so good. The dry girl. She's a dry kitty. Nice outfit. You're so cute. Oh my god, I need to get her little clothes or things and hats and stuff, you guys. Shh. she's leaving it on. Oh my God, I gotta get her clothes and hats and things. She's like, yeah, baby. I like this, it's warm. Oh no. Where do you find little tiny hats? Do you have to make them? Are there people that make these things? Like little tiny gentlemen suits and stuff? She's literally just walking around with this fucking pillowcase on her back. Oop, your shirt's falling off. I'm losing my stuff here. Hi! You're gonna knock everything down. See, I told you. She is obsessed with my tablet and my phone. She's literally just walking around with this damn pillowcase on. I can't believe this. She's loving it. Uh-oh, your shirt fell off. Come here, money. There you go. Okay. Dude. Bro, I need to get my kitty clothes. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, but it's so much work. I wonder if she would, dude, do you think that they sell patterns for cat clothes? Did your shirt fall off? Hold on, I'll fix it. Come here. God dang it. Listen, you gotta stop doing that. Stop rubbing that. Leave the tablet alone. No, don't go over there. What a pretty lady. Oh, look at this woman. She's so beautiful. You want me to draw you like one of my French girls, Rose? I love you so much. I love you so much. I freaking love you so much. Oh my God, you guys. I love you so much. She's my baby girl. Yes, she is. She's my nana. She's my nana. She's my nana. I'm sorry, my hands are cold. I know, I'm sorry. She normally doesn't bite me when I touch her belly, but my hands are really cold. Sorry, I didn't mean to give you the chills. Oh my God. You have to block me, TL454. That's what, you know, it's called being an adult. It's called avoiding things that trigger you. You know, like you just don't engage. Hi. Oh my fucking God. Look. This is what I'm looking at right now. Okay, here. She just looked at me and was like, you gonna pet me? Groom self, and then lay flat back and look at me. She's a money mama. I love you. Oh, chicha mama baby. Chicha mama baba. My moolah. My moolah. My moolah. My moolah. Where do you want me to do it? You show me. Right there? Okay. Right there. Is that where you wanted it? Okay, right there. I see. Okay, I get it. You see, she was showing me where she wanted me to scratch her. You just have to pay attention. They talk to you. Oh, you guys. Oh, I love you. I love you. I think I love this little cat. You're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. I just love you so much. I'm gonna cry. Dude, she loves me more than anybody in the whole wide world, literally. Was that good? She's like, yeah, bitch, I want more. She like slams her head into stuff so hard. I'm sorry, my hands are cold. I forgot. Dude, you're on one. You're drunk with loves. I don't know, Casey. I don't know. I know that Elon Musk is surely trying. You know? So, we'll see. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you so stinking much. She's a money girl. She's a money girl. She actually likes her belly pet, but my hands are freezing ass cold right now. They're starting to warm up from petting her. My hand is starting to warm up, but my right hand is still like a popsicle. My left hand is starting to warm up. I'll be able to pet her belly in a little while once my hand is warm. And when she's like chilled out a little bit, she's in like slam her face into stuff and get pet hard kind of a mode. She likes it rough, see? She likes it rough. Look at her freaking eyeballs, you guys. Cat. What a goof. Oh, thank you, Super Cult. Just be mindful because I'm super duper not politically correct and I'm not everyone's cup of tea. So if you are only subscribing for the cat, be mindful of that. Maybe don't set the alarm. Set the bell. Oh, she's gonna bite me no matter what now. She's borderline playful and like also wants to be like loving. She's like on the verge of a play. She's gonna hit that tablet with her head so hard. Oh, nope, it was me. I thought she was gonna be just like, boom, go straight to it. She usually does. She came straight for me instead. When she's done, she'll like run to hit her bud something. See, your back was itching there last night. I wonder why. Yeah. I wish you'd let me put that spray on you. Nuh-uh. That's because we're on the same wavelength, man. You know this. So I have not changed. I literally only changed her cat food first thing today. She's been like itchy since yesterday or the day before. So she hasn't had anything new. No change in diet or anything that would cause, you know, this. We'll see. But so the thing is though, she's very she might be newly pregnant. So if she's newly pregnant,
she's just uncomfortable, and like there's just nothing anyone can do about it, you know, like she's just gonna be kind of miserable for a couple weeks. Even kitties go through early trimester issues. She's scratching herself right now, grooming herself. She just came, it's pouring ass rain, and she's been outside for like the last, like, I don't know, 4 hours since I woke up. She's been outside. So she just came inside and was just super soaked. So I dried her off. No, I dried her off, and then now she's like, you know, fixing her hair basically. Shriveled and slightly to the left. Only a teenager who doesn't quite understand the gravity of what it means to be a real furry and like what those adults do behind closed doors in fursuits and stuff. Like, only a teenager would ask a question like that, Sam the cat. There we go. No one cares that you like to dress up like an animal. People just look at you and go, oh yeah, there's another weirdo kid. It's not as cool as you think it is. It's not as like, as you think it is, and you're not like offending people and like making people outrage in the way that you're hoping. You just look like a silly kid to all of us. We all went through that phase. This teenagers group of like rebellion is dressing up like animals and stuff. My form of rebellion was piercing my body and like listening to Marilyn Manson, okay? Wearing black eyeliner. So we all went through it, okay? And confused teenagers today are being propagandized and told that they're somehow different than literally every other group of teenagers that have ever lived, literally ever. And suddenly all y'all are trans. It's just weird, or non-binary. Okay. When y'all all hit 30, we'll talk. You mark my words, okay? Who are angry at the adults that were in their life who allowed them to do that to themselves as children. There are a lot of doctors that are going to be sued. That's for sure. It's going to come down hard. It's going to come down hard. When I was a child, I said this earlier, but now that I have y'all's ear about this thing, when I was a child, do you know that I knew for sure, because I could open my eyes in the salt water, I knew that I was a mermaid. Just look at me. I still haven't given up the ghost with my long fucking mermaid hair and like eclectic lifestyle, okay? So when I was five maybe, I tried to super glue my fucking legs together because I was convinced that I was a mermaid, and if I glued my legs together, then I could go live in the fucking ocean, okay? With all my real family, because these people can't be my fucking family, these lunatics. I was convinced. My grandmother caught me in the act and took away the glue and spanked me for it, and then I learned a very valuable lesson, okay? Because I didn't listen to my grandma, I still played with super glue, and I super glued my 2 fingers together, maybe like a year later, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. I get it now. But like, you know, once something is done with surgically, chemically, with your hormones, that cannot be undone. It cannot be undone. You know, you're gonna ruin your body for life, and you may not want kids. Sweet, there'll be a couple more. So sorry, my ex-husband texted me. But so anyways, we all go through a loud and dumb phase that we don't realize that we are going through until we're like old and quiet, because we've been so loud and so, you know, out there about it, that we finally are like, oh man, I'm just kind of tired of being so loud. I'm just gonna like sit back and listen for a while. And then you hit 30 and you're like, oh my God, like I have just been such an idiot. Wow. But I really like who I am today because of all the life experiences that I have That's what happens if you just go through your life and just like a normal person and you don't alter your fucking body as a teenager. For Christ's sake. I thought that I was half fish, half human, and that if I superglued my legs together, then they would naturally catch on and fuse and become a tail. You know? Duh. It's 4-year-old logic. It's always sound. No avocado, a Brazilian avocado. I am like this all the time. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's perfectly fine with me. We're not all meant to be liked by everybody. Anybody who is liked by a bunch of different, like millions of people, is either pandering or they're lying. Because you literally can't please everybody. It's impossible. I could sit here and play with my cat. I mean, I'm sure there were people in the chat. I wasn't paying attention, but I guarantee while my cat was being adorable, there were people in this chat talking about how, oh, my poor cat, like, this abused animal. You know what I mean? Like, people are just gonna, two people are gonna view things differently than one another. And based on their own life experiences and their own extrapolation of life in general, they're going to view the scenario differently. Reality is not the same for everybody. It's not cookie cutter like that. And reality is truly just what you perceive it. I can't remember. Sorry, I'm texting my ex-husband. Let me go check and see what all was sent. It's not very much money worth stuff, but it's like a few small items. You can open it if you want. It's nothing private. I got myself one of those Bluetooth microphones. They were like $4 on the TikTok shop. And then I got myself some of the Celtic salt. And another company wants me to review their product. So I got sent, I can't remember what it is though, but I got sent something from a company. It might be chewing gum. Gum that remineralizes your teeth. Yes, I am in a bus, and I highly recommend you do a bus life. If you can build things, if you're capable of like troubleshooting, and like if you know anything about diesel, or you know you're like mechanical and stuff, like I recommend doing bus life over RV life. If you don't know how to fix things and you're kind of like I would be better suited in an RV, but I'm stubborn, and I was like, no, I could totally convert a bus by myself. Like I could do that, but like I suck at building things and I don't have anyone to help me. So like I'm going to transition to something different, or a bus that's already built, but they're made out of solid fucking steel, you know? Just make sure you do your research, join some Facebook groups that are bus life related, and look through the posts. You don't need to like make a new post or anything. Just go look, once you join the group, go look through old posts and see what people are saying is like the the bulletproof model. Because there is a certain engine and transmission combination with buses that is basically, it will never die. It's an Allison transmission, and I can't remember the engine. It's not the Caterpillar. The Caterpillar is actually a bad one. So like there's I think it's like a DM304 maybe? T? It's something. I don't know. But there is a bulletproof combination, and there are buses that are really inexpensive that you can find with relatively low miles. Like, you got to realize that a bus that has like 200,000 miles on it, that bus is like ready to go on the road, like now. You know what I mean? My bus has 140,000 miles on it, and I mean it's literally just came off the school like line, so it's ready to go on a long trip. It could drive for another 100,000 miles, you know, without issue. It's just myself not being very mechanically inclined or physically strong, aka capable of just figuring mechanical stuff out on the fly and doing the task. And I'm not really a builder. I have to put my life in a place where I can manage it. What I want, my dream home, is just kind of outside of my ability to maintain for myself. And I'm not going to like get into a relationship with someone just so that I can, you know, like I'd rather have my independence than my dream home. My independence is actually my dream. So I'd rather have my dream life that is independent instead of just having like my dream house, you know? Bluebird is just the brand that puts all the parts together. Like Thomas is the brand that puts the pieces together. Like it's just the, you know, like it's still going to be like a certain engine and a company that makes the transmission. It's going to be different. So I think my bus is a Thomas built. Go ahead and open it and see if there's anything in there for him. There's going to be a couple of packages. If there's salt in that bag, go ahead and give him like a 1/16 of a teaspoon in 8 ounces of water. If you have an empty, clean pickle jar or something, put filtered water in the jar and then add a bunch of that salt, like maybe a cup of it, half a cup. Stir it all up, and then once everything settles, maybe in like an hour or two, it's ready to use, period. Take a teaspoon and just skim water from the top. Like don't scoop any of the salt particles from the bottom of the jar, just take liquid from the top and add that to 8 ounces of water. That is every mineral that your body needs and 3 types of magnesium. So city buses are kind of, I mean, you're still gonna want to be like capable of like doing repairs on motors and things, you know what I mean? Because a city bus is gonna have a lot more miles on it, that's for sure. It's gonna be a lot more miles, and it's gonna have a lot more wear and tear than a school bus would. School buses, because kids are, you know, precious cargo, they declassify school buses no matter what after a certain time period. This bus was declassified. This bus is a 2004, and it was declassified in 2018. So, however many years that is. Maybe like 15 years or something like that. I think my bus is just now 20 years old, right? Does anyone else's brain do this when it comes to math and numbers? Like, I have to opt to do the math. My brain doesn't just do the math for me. Like, how I just like have to like, I'm just like guessing with numbers. Like, it's obvious, like a 4, like the numbers, it's like tens. It's obvious that like it's 20 years, right? So like just common sense. But like my brain, if I wanted to actually do the math and figure out the equation, I have to like opt to do it. My brain just doesn't like do math for me. You know what I mean? Like, I wish it did, but it doesn't. I have to like sit and like go, okay, and then like wait, and then that, and then that, and then that. I gotta picture it, like write it in the air or something, you know, like I have to like opt to do the math. I wish my brain just did that kind of stuff, like how, you know, you just like, your brain just automatically does certain things for you. Yay, he's gonna do the Soleil water. Don't use a whole lot of water. You want the salt to build up a little at the bottom of the jar. If you're just gonna take it supplementally without making the Soleil water, you can take like, yeah, like a 1/16 of a teaspoon maybe. If you make that little indentation with your tongue, that little space filled up with salt. Not a lot, but enough that you taste it. Let it sit in your mouth for a minute and absorb into your bloodstream. And then mix it with a little water in your mouth and swallow it. Drink at least 8 ounces afterwards. Dude, I just want a little piece of land. I want 2 tiny homes on opposite sides of the land, or like facing away from each other with our back doors facing one another. And then I live in one and my husband lives in the other one. And then our son can literally just walk to either parent's house as he chooses. And then my husband and I can still help each other to make our, like, each other's lives better, because ultimately if my life is better, my son's life is better. If his life is better, my son's life is better. So we both understand that. I mean, like, he's like less apt to do like really literally anything. Like, he just wants to do nothing all the time, and I get it. I understand. Like, it is what's easy and what's comfortable and what's convenient, you know, to just watch TV or play video games or like kind of like come and go as you please, you know, like I do get it, you know, but like ultimately we need to be at the same spot. We need to be living at the same space, because our son needs, we need each other as backup too. Like, he runs circles around me, man. Like, I can't keep up with him. So Himalayan sea salt is the easiest to find. So I have my own Soleil water jar that I've used pink Himalayan sea salt with. Or you can, like, but the best situation would be half pink Himalayan sea salt and half of the like gray Celtic sea salt. Fleur de Lis too. I think there's like a brand that's like, it's from France. It's like gray salt. It's really good. But so there's this gray, that's what you want. You want to get like a gray Celtic salt and then the pink Himalayan salt, and you do 50-50. And then you want to take a jar of ideally distilled water, but if you, like, my ex-husband doesn't have access to distilled water, so he only has access to like a filtered water, so that's why I told him filtered water. But ideally, if you're going to get distilled water, and you do a jar of the distilled water, and then you add like a lot of salt, like way more than you think you need. So you don't want to fill the jar maybe all the way. Maybe start out with some salt, fill the jar up some, stir it until all the salt dissolves. When all the salt dissolves, you add more salt. And then, you know, then you can start, once you see where the salt is going to displace the liquid, then you can like add more water to that. But you want to, with like only like half of the jar full, you want to like keep adding salt and stirring it until it dissolves, until it stops dissolving. When water reaches 33% salinity, it stops absorbing salt. Like it just, that's it. Now there's just gonna be salt in the, you know, like salt particles and stuff. So what ends up happening, the salt stops dissolving and all of the salt will just sink to the bottom of the jar. You want a layer of salt at the bottom of the jar, about like that much. And then when you add more water to like top your jar off, be kind of conservative so that you can add a little bit more salt if when you add the water it starts to dissolve, but it shouldn't, because you should have a pretty good layer of salt at the bottom. Like that layer of salt should last you like 2 years, you know, like you should be able to just add water to that and stir it up, and like it should, or just keep topping off your stuff, and it should last a long time. But so after you've stirred it and it like it won't absorb or dissolve any longer, you set it on the counter and you just let things settle, like overnight, ideally, you know, let things completely settle. You don't want to use metal, because metal and salt, you know, like rusts. So I really prefer cork. Cork works really well. Whatever you're going to use is going to have salt crystals on the outside of it. It's going to get everywhere, you know, like little crystally things. So there's just, you know, there's no avoiding that. So what you do after the water is still and everything has settled to the bottom, you take a teaspoon and you just get water from the very top of the liquid. I mean, you can go in the liquid down. You don't have to be like super careful to only pull from the surface. You just don't want to get any of the salt from the bottom. You just want to get like the water that's higher up in, like, you want to get the water that's like the most buoyant in the jar. So you take the water, add it to like 8 to 12 ounces of water, and then you drink that. And that is every single mineral that your body needs, period, to fucking survive an entire day. Like you're good now. You don't need to take any like supplements or anything. That's all you need. It's every electrolyte your body needs. It's every mineral. And it has, the Celtic sea salt specifically has 3 types of magnesium, right? Is that what it is? Yes, magnesium. So your body is actually getting what it needs, and it will change your life. Stay hydrated, stay electrolyted. Rebby land shark, I know. It's just this one is, this side is just a little bit fatter is why. And like, I don't care. The girl who did it has never tattooed before. So I just gave her trust. I like giving people trust. I like free falling through life. Are you feeling some type of way, my love? I love you. Your little eyeball thingy get caught. Her like white-eyed thing was like did that gooey eye again. Please don't hit my phone with your butt. Dude, we literally cuddle at night. Like literally, she like makes me clear space for her, and she like, I sleep like this, she puts her head right here, and like I put my arm around her. We literally fucking cuddle at night. She wants me to lay down and cuddle with her right now. She keeps trying to like coax me into laying down. You almost got me. I
I don't want to take a nap right now. It does sound like fun, though. It does sound like fun. We love you.
See? Another kid. See how it's just teenagers who ask that kind of stuff, dude. Because it's like the new rebellion. The new form of rebellion is to like what, you know, what is like the one thing that you could think that would like absolutely just horrify your fucking parent? Every time I talk about that, it fucking cuts out. Isn't that weird? Oh shoot! Yay for homeschooling. The hell is that? Oh, that's right. That's why I didn't like a stove. I need to clean my stovepipe out really good. Gross, dude. You're a girl? Oh my goodness, I love you. Oh, money. Why are you so amazingly beautiful and lovely? Oh, that's right, because I raised you from kittenhood. Because I birthed you. I literally pulled you out of your mom's body. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. She made me hold her hand the whole time. Yes, she did. Dude, whenever, it was crazy, dude. Whenever my cat Selkie was pregnant with Money, for whatever reason, Selkie was addicted to me at the time. Like, she's like, she only comes home at night to eat food. She literally wants nothing to do with anybody. That's that kind of cat she is. But she would like sleep in my bed, cuddle with me, and I had this urge. I literally cannot explain it to you. I had this urge. I had to put my hand on her belly all day, every day. I just had to put my hand on her belly. And then when the kittens were born, like, I give Selkie her privacy. She gives birth in a box right here, like next to me. And then for like the first 24 hours, she's right here next to me, just so that I can kind of keep an eye on her postpartum. And then once everything's like obviously okay, I take the whole box and I put it up under the bed, as far back under the bed as possible, so that she's got her privacy. And I just do daily check-ins. I let her do her thing. She was a good mom. So like, I would just let her do her thing, and I would just like, you know, make sure everybody was okay. If I heard excessive crying, I'd go check on them. You know, like I was just her backup. But at about 4 weeks, the kitten's eyes opened, and like they were starting to like explore their space a little bit. And so like, yeah, at about 4 weeks, they start coming out from underneath the bed and like looking around and adventuring in like just very minimal. By 6 weeks, they're fully in this area here. By 8 weeks, they have the whole area to the middle of the bus. By 12 weeks, they reach the door and they're ready to go to new homes. That's how I do it. So like, I just give them more space as they grow and as they develop, and then, you know, they go to new homes. By the time they're ready to go outside and start playing outside and doing stuff like that, that's when they're ready to go to new homes. But anyway, 4 weeks old, they start coming out from underneath the bed. I'm sitting here on the floor and I'm like looking, because I'm like excited all the kittens are coming out. She literally, all the other kittens are scared. It's a new world. Literally, they don't know anything else, right? They only know under the bed. It's dark down there. It's just like, you know, mom's smell, and that's all they know. This is the world they're exploring for the very first time. So all the kittens are scared. Money saw me, walked right up to me, and booped me on the leg, and then like went up like this and like was like wanting me to pet her. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, and my friend Lee was here. I was going to give Lee the pick of the litter, and so there was a kitten in her litter that was silver with like silver eyes and like silver stripes. She was so beautiful. And I told Lee, I was like, you know, you're gonna want the silver cat, you know, whatever. But then when that moment happened, I was like, oh nope, this is probably the one that you're gonna want to take. Holy crap, look at how sweet this kitten is. And then like all these weird things have happened. Like Lee was supposed to take her, but Lee ended up falling and breaking her pelvis and her spine and her tailbone and stuff. So she had to like go back home to Arizona to get medical care. and she couldn't take the cat with her because like it literally happened one day and then she had to go. So Money ended up staying with me. And it was like really like, dude, this cat was meant to be my cat. Her literal soul came to earth to be with me. Like, I know this. Like, we're meant to be together, me and this cat. Her mom found me in the woods. Like, I was camping in my van. Like, switch over to my other live streaming app. I gotta go to Bigo right now. I got a PK thing. I gotta go right now. Shit. Bigo.